You've been lied to about motivation. You've been told it's a feeling you have to wait for, a magical lightning strike of inspiration that will finally get you off the couch and into action. You've been told to find your why or to watch yet another motivational speech, hoping that this time the feeling will stick. But what if I told you that's the very reason you're still stuck? What if this whole idea of finding motivation is a trap that keeps you waiting, procrastinating, and feeling guilty for not feeling like it? The truth is, motivation often isn't the spark that ignites action. It's the momentum you build after you start moving. Think about it. That project you need to finish, the workout you know you should do, the book you want to write, you're just sitting there, waiting for the mood to strike, but it never seems to come. A few hours slip by, and you've spiraled into a vortex of distraction, only to end the day feeling worse than when you started. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You've just been playing the game with the wrong rule book. The most successful people you see, the ones who seem to have this bottomless well of energy, they don't have a secret source of motivation. What sets them apart is they understand the truth nobody tells you. You don't wait for motivation, you create it. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, even on the days you feel absolutely nothing. The biggest myth we've all bought into is that motivation has to come before action. We believe the sequence goes like this. First, I feel motivated. Then I do the thing. This single belief is the silent killer of more dreams than failure ever will be. Why? Because motivation is an emotion. And just like any emotion, it's fleeting and totally unreliable. It comes and goes. Expecting to feel motivated all the time is like expecting it to be sunny every single day. It's an unrealistic standard that just sets you up for failure and a nasty cycle of self-blame. You see someone online who is always productive, always hitting their goals, and you assume they must wake up every single day bursting with drive. This comparison makes you feel like you're defective, like you're missing some critical motivation gene. The reality is, they have days where they don't feel like it either. The difference is they don't let their feelings run the show. They rely on something far more powerful, discipline and habits. Trying to run on willpower alone or waiting for an emotional high is a recipe for burnout. It's like trying to power a car with random jolts of lightning instead of just filling the tank with gas. Sure, the lightning feels amazing when it hits, but it's not a sustainable source of energy. Waiting for motivation is just a fancy form of procrastination. You feel like you're getting ready to act, but all you're really doing is waiting, and waiting gets you nowhere. So, if waiting for motivation doesn't work, what does? Here's the counterintuitive truth that will change everything for you. Action creates its own motivation. It's not feel, act, it's act, feel. Let's get into the science of this for a second. Your brain has a powerful reward system that runs on a neurotransmitter called dopamine. When you complete a task, even a tiny one, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine. This chemical hit feels good. It's a feeling of accomplishment, of progress. That good feeling is the feeling of motivation. It makes you want to take another action to get another reward. This creates an amazing feedback loop. A small action leads to a small reward, which generates a little motivation. That motivation makes the next action easier, which leads to a bigger reward, and on and on. Think of it like push starting a car. The hardest part is that first, grinding effort to get the wheels to turn. It takes discipline. It feels awkward and uncomfortable. You're pushing with everything you've got, and for a second, it feels like nothing is happening. But then, the engine sputters. It catches, and suddenly the car's own power takes over, and it starts moving on its own. Your actions are the initial push. Your motivation is the engine coming to life. You cannot wait for the engine to start itself. You have to get out and push. The momentum you create from that first push is what brings the engine roaring to life. This is the action motivation loop, and it's the secret to getting things done consistently, not just when you feel inspired. So what does this mean for you right now? It means you have the power to generate motivation whenever you need it. If this idea is starting to make sense, and you want a simple way to remember and use it, I've created a free one-page guide called the Action Motivation Loop. It breaks this whole process down into a simple visual you can stick on your wall or save to your phone. The link is in the description below. It's my gift to you to help you stop waiting and start doing. Okay, understanding that action comes first is one thing, but how do you actually apply it, especially on those days when taking the smallest step feels like climbing a mountain? Here is a practical, science-backed framework. First, use the 2-minute rule. The biggest thing that stops us from acting is overwhelm. We look at the giant project, write the book, clean the whole house, get in shape, and our brain just shuts down. The task feels way too big. The solution is to shrink it down until it's so small you can't say no. The rule is simple. Any new task should take less than 2 minutes to start. Read a book becomes read 1 page. Go for a run becomes put on my running shoes and step outside. Write a report becomes open the document and write just 1 sentence. The point here isn't to finish the task, it's just to start. Anyone can put on their shoes, anyone can write 1 sentence. This tiny action sneaks past your brain's resistance and kicks off the action motivation loop. And more often than not, once you've started, continuing is so much easier than starting was. You've given the car that first push. Second, engineer your environment. Don't just rely on willpower. Willpower is a limited resource. It runs out. So instead of trying to force yourself to do things with pure mental strength, make your desired actions the easiest possible choice. You want to set things up so good habits are easy and bad habits are hard. If you want to work out in the morning, lay out your gym clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, put fruit and vegetables at eye level in the fridge and hide the junk food. If you want to focus on your work, put your phone in another room. By creating a supportive environment, you lower the energy it takes to start a good habit. You're no longer fighting a battle against yourself every single day. You're just following the easiest path, one you've already laid out. Third, use a hybrid fuel system. Mix your rewards. There are 2 main types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. There's this myth that only pure intrinsic motivation counts, but the truth is, you really need both. Intrinsic motivation is your long-term vision, your why. It's the deep reason you want to achieve your goal in the first place. But on a Tuesday afternoon, when you're tired and uninspired, that big vision can feel very far away. That's when you need extrinsic rewards. These are the short-term incentives that pull you through the daily grind. Promise yourself you can watch an episode of your favorite show after 30 minutes of focused work. Reward yourself with a great cup of coffee after you finish a tough task. Pairing something you have to do with something you want to do is an incredibly powerful way to boost your drive. Use your big purpose as the compass and these small rewards as the fuel for the journey. Fourth, schedule self-compassion. You are going to have bad days. There will be times you fall off track. This isn't a failure, it's a statistical certainty. The most successful people aren't the ones who never mess up. They're the ones who get back on track the fastest without getting stuck in a cycle of guilt. Beating yourself up is a terrible motivator. It just leads to shame and avoidance, which makes it even harder to start again. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd give to a friend. Acknowledge that you had an off day, and then just ask, what is one small thing I can do right now to get back on track? Maybe it's just putting on your running shoes. Maybe it's just opening the document. Forgive the lapse and just refocus on the immediate, tiny next step. Resilience isn't built from being perfect. It's built from giving yourself the grace to begin again. The truth about motivation is this. It's not some magical force you have to wait for. It's a byproduct, an outcome. It's the feeling you earn. After the work begins, for years you've been sitting on the side of the road, waiting for the feeling of motivation to pick you up and drive you to your destination. But you are the driver, and action is the key that starts the engine. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start before you feel ready. You have to act your way into a new way of feeling and thinking. Start small. Start imperfectly. Just start. Because the secret isn't finding motivation, it's forging it in the fire of your own actions. That is the truth nobody tells you, and now that you know it, you are no longer a passenger. You are in the driver's seat. If this video resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop new videos every week on the science of high performance and the psychology of success. And I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me the one task you've been waiting for motivation to start. Let's make a commitment to take one small, 2 minutes action today. Thanks for watching.